Is Yana? I think we're live. Hey, we're live.
We are live.
Yes.
Wait,
hey.
play the music.
Oh, wait a second. I can't.
Play it.
Wait.
Hit the button.
Just wait. We've got to get. Hey, Stefan, can you hear us? Hey, Stefan.
Hello.
Stefan.
Oh, I heard him.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
You can. Oh man, why you sound like you're so far away? It's like you're in a different state or something.
Can you hear me?
That's a little bit better. Are you ready for the intro?
I'm like literally in as close to the mic as.
Well, what's going on? Speak up then. Use your big boy voice.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
That's beautiful.
I'm hoping that it'll.
Yeah. Now, Stefan, the important thing is can you do the flight testing for us during the intro?
I can if I can hear it.
Okay.
What, you can't hear us?
I can hear you. I just don't have. I'll have to wait and see if I can hear the.
Okay,
Let's try it.
Oh, so hey, I just want to make
Are you
sure.
also live on YouTube?
Well, yeah, we're on YouTube here. So, is this a test? Matthew Allen said. So it says Niall says sounds good to me. Can you guys hear? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear Stefan coming through, because Stefan is in another state. He is phoning in. He's phoning a friend.
Does Stefan yodel?
Oh wow! Let's hear the yodel.
Like,
Yada hoo hoo.
How about Ricola?
Oh, I got thumbs up all the way around.
Perfect. We got our Stefan.
I think we have our Stefan.
If we got our Stefan, that means we got our intro. If we got our intro, we can start this thing.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. Then I'm going to.
Guys.
No, doggone, man alive. Why is it so difficult now?
I just commented on the comments.
Well, don't comment on our own comments. That's kind of odd.
Well, it's from my other account,
Oh, what's your other account?
Stefan and Liz.
Oh, Stefan and Liz sitting in a tree. KISSING. All right, so we are going to record, and it says, "Please wait."
And I'm also looking at you guys from the camera.
How's
You guys
that?
look
How
great.
do we look?
You guys look great.
Yeah, you look great too. I think this is the best view in which we've had of you. All right, so are we ready?
That's cold.
We're ready.
Flight test.
That was actually kind of creepy.
It was.
Let's agree to never
creepy.
do that again, okay?
Yeah.
That was like Mr. Chuckles the clown coming in over the podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Hey, so we are live, but we are in a different location.
We are.
Anybody have a guess? Not you guys in the room. I'm saying online here. Any of you have a guess of where we are at? Oh, I got a kitty cat. Missouri. Jackson says Missouri. Yes. But where in particular in Missouri are we? I'll give you a guess. He's sitting across the table from me.
He's being strategically quiet right now.
And, we are on the moon. So this is awesome because John just was trying to do everything to get out of a podcast today. So you'll know, John, that we're going to throw you under the bus.
No, that's fine. It was pretty heavy-handed. I mean, you used your mean face.
Oh.
Josh used his Jeep voice.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
His Jeep voice.
Yeah,
It's louder.
yeah. It was pretty scary.
But
I had no choice
The
here.
people need to hear from John Overstreet. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Because what's in front of us is pretty darn awesome. And you put a lot of heart into this.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. All of this. I mean, we are invaded by Trojans.
Yes.
Is this the Trojan War?
I think so.
It could be.
It is now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is now. So, yeah, we are at Flight Test Midwest, by the way. Did anyone guess that?
They're just saying Overstreet's compound.
That's also.
A compound. Okay.
See, the rumors
That
are true.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are at Flight Test Midwest HQ, formerly Overstreet's compound. What do you want to call it officially?
No, that's great.
Yeah?
Let's go with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place where all the cool plane crazy build days happen. Our second home.
Yeah.
Would be
It can be. It can be.
Well, it pretty much is right now because we're sleeping here too.
Dan Sponhole says we're on the moon. No,
No, you know better, Dan.
no one's ever been to the moon. That's been faked.
Oh, now you just
Oh,
triggered a bunch
man.
of people.
Here it
You
goes.
just went there. That's the end of our podcast. Thanks, guys. No, John, this is incredible because we got to see the beta builds. We got to see the different pictures. Obviously, you're sharing on social media, but to sit in front of these new, what you're calling SkyFX, right?
That's right.
Why don't we just jump right into this because we got a lot of unpacking to do.
Let's do it.
All right.
So the unpacking, which we need to do. First thing is, John, we need you to move up, pull your microphone just a little bit closer to you because you're coming through as an echo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
hey, Josh, help him with his little lollipop thing.
All right.
So we're gonna get all nice and yeah, Stefan, it's like dressing one of your kids. I mean, I don't. Hey, speaking of that, how's Brody doing?
He's doing well. He's doing well. He's been on antibiotics for the last 6 days.
Yeah.
So he's kind of back to his normal self finally.
Nice.
The double ear infection scenario was a tragic kind of last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But no, he's back better and doing well, and so we're excited about that going into the holiday season.
Well, that's good. I mean, we've been praying for him, and I'm glad to hear that he's doing better. All right, so John, you all set now?
I think so.
Oh, he's much
it is.
better. Yeah, no,
I scared myself.
Yeah, no, you lean into it. That way I can turn your mic down a little bit.
Yeah.
You just lean into like you're eating that lollipop.
There you go.
All right, let's start this way. So we have mighty many Trojans here that are just beautiful. So before we start into the Trojan, let's talk about Master Series Limited Series, and then we'll get into the SkyFX. Is that cool?
We can do it.
I like it. Let's go one step further back and talk about who is this John Overstreet guy?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Where'd he come from?
That's even better.
Who is he?
Go ahead.
All right.
Who is John Overstreet?
Well, I got to talk about myself.
Well, okay. I'll tell you what. I'll talk about the way I met John, and then we can feed into that. Okay.
Let's do it.
I met John at Flight Fest. Is it 3 years ago? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
You came in what people affectionately call the rude truck, pulling an Airstream, and everyone's like,
Yes,
"This
the
is
rude truck.
the rude truck."
Oh,
And
nice.
anyone that comes to Flight Fest will know John because it's a truck with tires that are taller than most adults.
Nice.
It was really funny, but immediately, man, you fell in love with the hobby, but you guys didn't really come to fly, did you?
No, in fact, we came there to fly drones, and there were a lot of people racing drones, and we were told you can't be flying drones. You're going to be responsible for crashing these $1,000 drones with your $30 Walmart drones.
You're having
So
fun wrong, basically.
we were totally having fun wrong. So after a day or so, we went to Walmart, grabbed a whole bunch of building supplies. You guys were passing out foam. I think it was laced with something like cocaine or something. We became instantly addicted.
We weren't
to
doing that, by
building.
the way. It was just foam board, normal foam board. Clarity.
And anyway, we started building, and we just never stopped.
Yeah, I remember, and you still have your very first plane you built.
We
because,
do. It's hideous.
Yeah, you guys fell in love with combat, and what did you call it? It was something
I don't even
Crash
remember.
Master or something like that. I forget what.
Yeah, I
you had a
forget. We
fun
had it
nickname.
painted on the side or something. I'm old.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't remember.
long story short, that plane still hangs at core here today.
Which one is it?
It's the green one around the corner.
Oh,
It has like a shark mouth, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I think you had to pay a little
Is it
kid
big?
$20 to learn how to do electronics.
I did.
Yeah.
Can you go
I
grab
did.
it? Go grab it.
Yeah. And that was where Flight Test was introduced to John, and I got to meet John. It was about probably 4 months later, though, because you have a background in metalwork that really has given birth to what we call the Master Series now. And from my perspective, with Master Series, I want John to unpack this. Planes up until this point have kind of been folded together. I love A folds, B folds, simple techniques, but it gets pretty repetitive, and frankly, it can be boring for builders that want to push the limits. But your background in metalwork is more about shaping and molding.
Yeah, and when we first came to Flight Fest, when I'd been doing the metal work, there's 4 things you do with metal. You cut it, you bend it, you shrink it, you stretch it. Once we got back from Flight Fest, we started looking at the foam and realized, well, heck, we can cut it, we can bend it, and we can shrink it. We can't stretch it, but we've got 3 of the 4 functions. I ended up taking the same patterns that I used on my metal aircraft.
Dang, look at this thing.
Oh, man. That's a blast from the past.
Keep
So did I
talking.
put the name on the side or not? Yeah.
I
don't see it.
I don't know. It's got Band-Aids on it. And
I think it's had about 3 different noses, so maybe it's
Yeah.
on the
Is
side.
that a combat plane?
Oh,
From
that's a
Flight Fest?
combat.
That is
plane.
the first
That-
combat plane John ever
yeah.
built with his
Let's
son.
go.
Isn't that great?
Look at that.
I can tell you this. Hey, John, your build skills have come a long way.
Can say they have their very first build though.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Oh, man.
Bending, stretching, lifting, turning. Go ahead.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. So when I came back, I actually took the patterns for my metal aircraft and we started making them into foam board aircraft. And it just kind of morphed from there. And, one thing that just blew me away with flight test in general was just how people would come in. They just, there was so much fun, so much excitement, and there was so much success. We'd gone to a garage sale when I was a little bitty kid, and we came back with, I don't know, 5 or 6 RC aircraft, and we put everything in, and surprisingly, everything worked. And so, I'm thinking, I got this, and we went out there and we taxied, and we were just planning on taxiing. Well, we ended up taking off. When I say we, it was me. My flight lasted all of about 30 seconds, and it nosed into the ground. And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty tough. And to go repair a balsa aircraft, it just wasn't going to happen in 2 or 3 hours or 2 or 3 days, maybe not even 2 or 3 weeks. But to see people coming in, putting aircraft together in an hour, 2 hours, going out there, sometimes having success right off the bat, sometimes it just crashes and burns. They just laugh and go add some glue, add some tape, and they were back up in the air. That blew me away because I knew right then and there, I was like, oh my goodness, RC has changed since I had my very first experience. And so, when I came back, I wanted my own spin. I always just kind of like to do things the way I like to do things. And I knew
you're a rebel.
I am.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew there was going to be a little bit of complexity, but I never wanted to take away to the experience people were having at the get-go, because whenever somebody comes into RC, you don't want to spend even a weekend building something only to have it crash in 5 or 10 seconds. Yeah. 5 or 10 minutes if you're lucky, but 5 or 10 seconds.
Right.
But I figure after people, learn the basics of construction, once they get where they can keep an aircraft up in the air for on purpose, for a period of time, let's try something a little more complicated. So I just thought, hey, let's push the limit, see what foam can do.
And you certainly did. So,
and you're still pushing the limits to see what foam can do.
We're trying.
This is awesome.
It is incredible. And from that, about 4 months later, you were making these beautiful works of art. I remember getting to connect with you on the phone for the first time. And I was scared to death because I met you a little bit, barely remember meeting you at Flight Fest. I remember the truck. I remember nodding to a nice gentleman, but that was basically the extent of it.
Scared to death. Well, I mean, what
well, and here's the thing. I can talk about this. Is like,
I hope so.
Suddenly, this gentleman starts popping up on all of our social medias, and you can kind of look at someone's design, the way they attack a problem, and you can like, good Lord, this person could be a great part of Flight Test, or he has something really special where if it wasn't part of Flight Test would be still great for the hobby, but bad for us. And I remember talking to you the first time, hearing your heart, not only for aviation, for these planes, but also for people. And I think we connected around the brokenness around ourselves first off. And it was like, that gave birth to a friendship.
Yeah,
and
sure did.
That friendship has gone and only grown to this day. And not only that, your love for Flight Test, it was incredible, and that, in my opinion, is what brought us here. Fast forward, Plane Crazy Build Days, you're just as passionate about the ministry and impacting people as well. You're the godfather, not only in Master Series, but also how do you impact people like kids and families in a very simple way with check letters. And so while he's doing these very complicated planes, he's also on the other side doing these really easy build, awesome looking P-40s and ME-262s and just beautiful airplanes. And that kind of brings us to this day where you were doing almost a plane a week for a while.
There's a lot of coffee.
A
little sleep.
Yeah.
So why don't you describe like some of the things about Master Series that makes them unique?
Well, you want a long answer or a short answer?
Well, I mean, hey, before you jump in that, hey, everybody's saying hi, Josh, hi, Lee, and there's at least one person, or I'm sorry, hi Josh, hi John, and one person says hi Lee. So just everybody is saying hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Yeah,
but we don't get to watch ourselves.
That's good. And there's been a couple comments that wow, that thing should be put in a museum. Talking about the plane, but Betsy Hildebrand said both John and the plane should be in the museum.
Yeah, I'm kind of old,
so
I'm closer to 50
come
than
on,
40.
Betsy. Yeah, right. But no, they're just asking how we're doing and everything. So nothing, no
Awesome.
questions or anything. Yes,
Beautiful.
or
No,
yet.
what about
But
snide remarks?
no snide remarks. Other
it time.
than Dan Sponholz is saying, "Where's the Shinden?" Come on, Dan. You just simmer down now.
Simmer down now.
I
think we had a meeting on that yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
We did. Maybe we could talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Master Series first.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever answer you want to
short
give.
answer, long answer.
Hey, we've got an hour. Actually, we got 45 more minutes still, so we're good. Whatever you want.
So the Master Series have changed quite a bit. When we first did it, whenever we would release the Master Series aircraft, we would release a dedicated video to go with the Master Series aircraft. Well, we started looking at different ways to make this a little more efficient, and I ran it by Josh, and he's like, "Yeah, let's give it a try." If you're not familiar with symbol mapping, we started symbol mapping our aircraft a few months ago, and symbol mapping is just the laser etching of instructions on the underside of the parts. If if you look at, I don't know, the last 7 or 8 Master Series aircraft that we've released, they go together exactly the same way. We start with the tail, and then we build the nose, and then we bridge the two parts together, and then we build a wing, and then we attach the wing to the fuselage, and at some point we throw a canopy on there, and then we do some electronics. It's all the same, though the aircraft are shaped slightly differently. The build process, the build order is always the same. And so what we did was we just came up with some symbols that just said, here's a star. You start with this. This is a star. It's on the tail. We're going to build this first. Here's a star for the nose. We're going to do that. Then we're going to bridge them.
So let me ask you this. So the symbols themselves, how long did it take you to come up with the symbols? Did you come up with them all at one time, or was it?
For the most part, it came together over about 2 weeks. As we just started building an airplane, like, how can we make something intuitive to represent this step? And, we have something that's shaped like a hamburger, and that's our stack symbol. And, we've got a little square with a little piece of paper being torn off. We tried to make it intuitive, but, it's having the symbols on there, it's good and bad. Because if somebody just says, "Ooh, I can tell what that symbol means," it's really intuitive. And if they just try to look at the symbols and go build something, they're going to get in trouble. They're going to get in.
There's an order.
There's a definite order, and instructions that are critical. Unfortunately, if you're going to do a Master Series aircraft, you got to sit there and listen to me drone on and on like the dry ice guy, for hours on end. There's no way around it. I think a person's going to have to put the time. If they watch the videos, they never have to listen to me again.
Thank
God. Except maybe a little bitty short segment on the unique features of the video. But I have a lot of people that come to the shop and they're like, "Okay, tell me which of these planes to start with." I'm like, don't start with any of these planes in here. Please don't, because when we went to Flight Fest, people were excited with their build. There was no frustration that I saw. There was probably some there, but as I was walking around,
$20 richer though.
people were having a ball. They were having success. But somebody just getting into this hobby, please don't start with one of these. Please don't, because there are some I think people pick up along the way, with the easies, the simple series, the swappable series, and all those steps become really familiar. And just somebody that's never done arts and crafts before with aircraft, they just being able to operate a glue gun and having it shoot out the right amount of glue at the right time. That's That just takes some practice.
Yeah.
And if you get into one of these builds and you're still fighting the learning curve of a glue gun, it's going to be a mess. And you're going to be done with flight test before you ever start a project. And we don't want that. I want these to be. I want you to have as much fun with these as you do all the others.
Well, I think there's a real reason why you also called it the Master Series is because it's kind of like that evolution of keeping people who are passionate and enjoy building, enjoy the foam board airplanes, enjoy the way they fly, but they want people to come up and be like, wow, where did you buy that? And then like, I built it. What? No, that's molded. No, check it out. You want the people to have that pride in the build, pride in the flight, and they all fly as good as they look. That's the one thing that's just awesome, has never been compromised. But the word Master Series is really an indicator of like, this is that next step. And I think it's wonderful too. It brings a whole nother skill set along that are helping people, build better and just recreate airplanes that just couldn't be brought through other means. So you have some pretty unique stuff.
Yeah. No, and speaking of unique, you're talking about unique features that you have for each of the aircraft. So I've never built any of the Master Series. I've seen how the video, the playlist, and everything looks. I see how the symbol
mapping.
I always want to say simple because it's simple, but symbol mapping, the flyrographics, the symbol mapping, how that all goes together. But you say there's a unique portion for each of the aircraft. Can you just explain like the need to watch that, not only the initial symbol mapping, but for one time, but that unique portion that goes with each plane, what the importance of that is?
Bet. So trying to think of a plane right off the bat that we've already done. Well, I mean, I can take one of these aircraft.
What about the A-10 Warthog?
The A-10.
Isn't the Frenching gun?
Yeah. Yeah. So the A-10 goes together like most other aircraft. The two things that stick out are, you've got the engines that are sitting up there. We did that was part of the unique features and the installation of the cannon. So that was unique. And usually the unique features video is just covering the things that really stick out on the aircraft that just kind of make it what it is, the unique features.
Okay. So each of the Master Series has a video that goes with it. I mean, and I know this, I'm just saying this for some people that, because what we're running into. So for those of you that are listening that aren't buffering, and what I just typed in here, if you're buffering and you missed something, we will be posting the audio on our normal podcast channels and everything. But what we want to do is we want to give it some information for people that need to know more about the Master Series. So knowing that you have the symbol mapping and then you have the unique features, with each of the Master Series aircraft, you'll have that the unique features for that aircraft. So every Master Series, and correct me if I'm wrong, every Master Series has a video in some form or fashion for it, so you can build it, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So and that's kind of like one of the, if not the determining factor between like the Master Series and the Limited Series, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So getting into the Limited Series then, kind of explain that difference. So there's not a video, it's still the symbol mapping, but kind of tell us about the Limited.
The Limited Series, I think there's been a little bit of confusion like that. I think when you hear the word limited, that people automatically think, well, these are only going to be available for a limited time, or they're only going to be available, or there's only going to be a limited number. We intend to keep, as long as they're selling, we'll continue to keep producing them. Pretty much with the Limited, we wanted some flexibility. In the Master Series, all the planes go together the same way. I mean, they are, like I said, you've got a tail, you've got a nose, you're going to bridge the parts together, you're going to add the wings. Well, the Limited ones are going to require, we've picked aircraft that are going to require radically different construction methods.
Like the rules.
What's
Yeah.
that?
They break the rules.
They break the rules. So we've been working
Yeah.
on a couple F-16s,
Yeah.
and those are nothing like the normal aircraft that we do. And the limited series just kind of lets us test the waters. Is this a direction that we want to go? Do we want to start making these new construction methods standard later on? And maybe we do, and maybe people will get them and be like, yeah, we don't really like these, or we don't like the way they go together, or it's not strong enough, or whatever. But it allows us to really test the waters. And for those that are scratch builders, the limited series are going to be something that are going to be right down your alley, because we don't go through and have a dedicated video. In fact, I just go in with a camera and just take a bunch of pictures. I do a quick write up on the photographs, and so it's a little bit different method for communicating how they go together than what people are used to.
Okay. So would you not only say that the limited series are limited in the instruction, as far as they don't have videos? They do have some instruction, but they don't have the videos. But they're also limited in the production type, and it's going to be certain aircraft. But would it also be like limited in really who can build them?
Anybody that's patient and can sit there and just go step by step by step, I think can do it. They are just like a lot of the Master Series. A lot of these techniques, they just need to be practiced again and again. And we haven't talked about the Mighty Minis. The Mighty Minis, to me, they are the best stepping stone there is between the Simple Series, the Swappables, and the Master Series, because whenever we go to do build videos on those, they're more like what Flight Test has done in the past. It's a dedicated video. Now, we have a separate video for the electronic instructions, or the electrical installation and the programming, but we start at the beginning of the we just do one video that shows the aircraft being built start to finish. We also do a limited number of symbols, so we're not going to be getting into all of the symbol mapping, but we're just going to be covering the highlights, because this just gets people thinking, okay, whenever I see this symbol, I need to tear the paper away. And so once they open up the kit, they're going to go through, identify all those symbols, and they're just going to remove paper from all of the pieces where the symbol indicates you remove paper from. Or you go in and you pull out all the formers and you just stack all those together. And so it just gets people thinking about it. And then once they build a couple of those, I think they're going to be ready for the Master Series ones, because you're already familiar with how to shape the foam, how to keep, whenever you're building a canopy, you always want to run the markings down one side. You don't want to mix and match, because when that happens, you get a wonky shaped canopy.
Okay. So they are, there is a progression. I mean, it seems throughout it.
In my opinion, I'd say that the Mighty Minis are a great catalyst, like you said, into the Master Series, especially the Mighty Minis that you've designed, because you are working with the same disciplines, but a fuselage that may be 7 or 8 pieces on a big plane is probably sometimes 3 or 4 pieces on a little plane, and they kind of key and notch together beautifully. The limited would probably be after you're familiar with building some Master Series and you're able to fill in some blanks that you're going to have to jump over. Ironically, when I was a kid, the instructions on your PDFs are very similar to what I experienced when I'd build a balsa wood airplane. You get plans, you'd get written instructions and a few pictures, and that was it. You'd even get wood, and you'd have to cut the wood to length and sometimes even dimension it. It's really cool that kind of, for some people that are familiar with that world, this may actually be kind of comforting to them, but they got to have the patience, and they also have to have the familiarity with working with foam board and kind of how your thought process works. I love the fact, because when someone has a Master Series or a limited, that should be something that should get them excited to share that and be like, look what foam board can do. Look what you can build.
Yeah. I think of it too. We do have in the works an app in which we're hoping to have like badges in which you can show your different levels, of completing different aircraft. And, if you think about it, when you get to a Master Series, that's it's almost like a badge of honor when you are able to not only build it, because I think there are some that can build but still can't fly yet. But I think that the designer of them over here. How are you? I've never seen you fly before. How are your piloting skills?
Ooh, they're rough.
Yeah?
They're rough. Right before Flight Fest, I'm like, you know what? This is dumb. I need to be out there flying plates. So I'm like, I've got a simple Scout, and come to find out later with my nephews. No, actually, I realized it was his before I went out, and I think I had the thought, I got this.
Yeah.
So before I burned up one battery, I crashed it 5 times, and the 5th time I just wrote my nephew. I'm like, oh, you an airplane.
He's like, I'll pick one. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, it was, so yeah. And I haven't tried. Been busy.
Well, it's kind of a cool thing because we talk about families connecting together. You design them, build them, but your son flies them and tests them, and then obviously we get to come down and vet them and check them out too. But I think that's kind of cool. I'm really shocked though because we rib them all the time about not flying. You just love building. You're always building.
Yes.
I mean, last night we were taking a tour through the new manufacturing site here at Flight Test Midwest.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, let's bring some Trojans home and build them. And it's like, wait a minute, we got to build a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right. Right.
This guy does not stop.
I went to bed last night. You guys were all down here building. I said, enough's enough. I had to go to bed.
Speaking of limited, this is my first experience going, from beginning to end with the Vipers. And I'm really excited that we're going to be doing some content around those because it is so neat to see how you just use the table and you just kind of build this structure up. And it is like nothing we built before. But by the end of it, the contours and shapes you're getting out of that plane, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't even wrap my head around how you designed it.
Yeah, it was luck. There was a lot of luck in there.
No, it was more than that. He's just a humble guy. Pretty darn awesome stuff. And we should probably dedicate a whole other episode towards how do you get in the hobby? How do you get on that runway from easy line to transmitter selection to what each series means? Because when you hear the word Mighty Minis or simple or swappable, every single one of those series has rules to them. Even the Master Series has rules to them. Well, and that's kind of cool. When you know the rules, you know where you want to go.
Okay. So if we do that, and I'm not opposed to that, if we do that, we're going to have a script. Yeah. And we're going to have to stick to the script.
Huh. Never mind.
Yeah. Hey, Stefan, you've been awful quiet here. What do you think? Do you think that we can do that?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's always hope, right? That's what I live my life on.
Yes. Oh yeah. See that
hope for the hobby.
Right. Hope for the hobby. Right. I think that would be great if we can do that. And that's a great idea. Some of the videos are quite outdated. Okay. Yeah. I think that
we did a whole new beginner series.
And yeah.
Agreed.
Yes.
We're working on that. That's a 2022 project.
Yeah, I said that knowing some inside information.
I know,
hard to believe.
That's a leak.
I was listening.
Oh my goodness.
I am the leak.
He is a leak.
Isn't there a forum section where it's like
no Bixlers allowed?
No Bixlers allowed.
Yeah, Blue Jay.
I just posted in there today.
Did you?
Nice. Blue Jay's the one that started that. So
that's awesome.
And somebody's asking about the David. The David's actually sitting right over there in the chair. With the grin on his face.
David's been working hard. We have not stopped since we got here.
You guys have been killing it.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't wait for David to go home and talk to Nicole and Nicole asked what you do the whole time there. Play with planes because that she that's all you go to work and play with airplanes all day, right? She's a little jealous.
Well, and this trip I think we're more recharged than ever because typically when we come to Missouri, you guys come to us, it's 10 hours plus driving, 12 hours if it's me, 9 hours if it's Lee. But it's a long trip and we're gassed. And this time we got to fly. That was awesome. So thank you, John.
That was nice.
We didn't just get to fly. Hey, David, can you grab that model right there? The Caravan.
Caravan?
Yeah. Is it all one piece there? All right. So,
by the way, that wasn't the actual size of the airplane we flew in.
So this is a
cover up the end number there. There you go.
Is it the same end number?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. There you go.
Okay, just in case.
Yeah.
So this is the aircraft, but a little bit bigger that we flew in on, and Jeff, which is John's younger
brother. Yeah.
younger brother. He was the pilot of that.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal pilot too.
Oh yeah,
It was windy. Oh my goodness.
it was windy. We were all over the place. It was a smooth ride. I mean, for the most part. I get motion sickness, and I didn't get sick. So.
It was. I tell you what, hands down, I've gotten to fly in King Airs. We've gotten to fly in a lot of different private airplanes for different reasons around sponsorships and traveling. But I'll take the Caravan any day. We were starfished out in that thing, just spread out and just zonked, and it was a wonderful trip. But the funny thing, and the reason I brought this up was you didn't just pick us up, but you dropped off something too.
Oh yeah.
So anyone getting the new SkyFX, which we got to unpack now, we're there.
That's an awesome transition.
I
You
know,
should
you
be
like
in
that?
like radio or something.
Oh man,
You got the voice for it
hey,
and the face.
yeah. Sorry guys,
Listen,
get more radio every day.
That hurts.
I gotta be honest. The sounds coming from your guys' voices is just a little weird on this end. I'm not gonna lie.
It's weird. How is it bad
Well, you
weird?
guys were all talking at the same time. Josh is going in a lower voice. You guys were all there. It was crazy. I tell you what, it was great.
Sorry
I'm
guys.
excited about the SkyFX. They're here at the manufacturing building right now.
Yeah. And,
Oh, did you get to look at them?
Yeah, they look awesome.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and if you guys are watching on video, you're looking at them right now. John, you were only supposed to make one, by the way. Did you get the memo on that?
What?
Yeah.
Well, it technically is one aircraft,
Yes.
many liveries.
See, there was some interpretation in there.
Right.
There was. This is a really special story too, because you have a background of 25 years plus.
Yeah, 25 years ago, I was in the printing business, and we were making presentation folders. We were doing die cutting and
What?
yeah, folding, gluing.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Oh, I did it all, and yeah, it was a family business for oh my goodness, 7 years or so. And so
Really?
yeah, it was-
Before CMMG or
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh yeah, it was a long time ago, and so it's crazy what how just coming full circle on this. Never dreamed that we would ever be looking at doing printing again.
Oh, wow.
And we were talking last night. So much of it has changed.
Yeah.
There's the way that you register the print to whatever you're trying to print on, but there's so much of it that stays the same, that stayed the same over the years. And this project was crazy because without the knowledge of running stuff 25 years ago, we couldn't have done this.
Oh, wow.
There's no way in the world we could have done this.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty neat.
Yeah, seeing all that equipment over there is just kind of mind bending.
Yeah, and make sure for the next, I think it's going to be the next 2 or 3 episodes. We're working on basically 3 episodes at the same time right now. You're going to see different aspects of us at your manufacturing site, the new Flight Test Midwest, manufacturing, and then we're going to be we did like a really cool tour, So check out the videos and you'll get to see these things in action because they're incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Now, the person you had do this is also really special because he's from our community and he is a big part of our community, Steven Rosema.
Yeah, he's online
Oh
too.
yeah,
Steven!
you there?
He goes by Rasterize.
Well, on here it's just Steven Rosema. He didn't get very. Yeah.
That's okay. Steven, you did an amazing job, brother.
He's asking when is the speed build kit coming out for the Caravan? Whenever you draw up the graphics for it.
There it is. Now you know, no doubt about it. There's a lot. This isn't just like orange chunks and blue chunks and stuff. I mean, I'm looking at rivets. I'm looking at legitimate liveries, like straight up scale detail. I mean, they didn't just draw panel lines. These are scale panel lines, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, and if you look coming out, you can see smoke coming out the side. I mean, you'd have to get in there with an airbrush to add that kind of detail.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
And I'm talking about Steven while he's listening to me with Steven, but correct me if I'm wrong. His background history.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Sure is.
And his passion is obviously bringing out all these details. And these are not like drawn up in an hour or two. You have weeks. Right?
Yeah.
He says that he doesn't have enough work and that John needs to give him more. So
no, each aircraft he'll have 40 hours just getting the panel lines and adding the rivets. And I asked him, I'm like, are you just hand drawing each and every rivet, with love? He said, no, I'm copying and pasting. But
well, there's a lot of detail.
there is a ton of
ton of
detail.
detail.
He
Yeah.
is. it's really neat because I'm the first one
Mhm.
that gets to see these new designs, and every time they come out, I'm like, how fast can I get this on the flatbed? I want to see these things printed now.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
when
amazing.
we were watching you work around that flatbed, I can tell you that's probably your favorite piece of machinery right now.
Oh,
because
without a
you
doubt.
didn't just work, you danced around that thing, and it was hysterical. You're like, you know what? I want to show you how this one prints. And I mean, before you know it, you printed 3 different airplanes just because you love watching them print. And I don't blame you. I mean, the colors are so vibrant. There is something you guys can't touch this, but there is something really unique when you feel the printed foam board. It's like a shell. It's like you kind of describe it like an M&M.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely has like this unique feel to it. The colors pop. It's just wow.
Yeah, and you know what surprised me? We seen a short time lapse video of you printing, but then we saw it act in real life, and you were like Josh just said. Excuse me, you were dancing around that printer. I mean, it's not as if, all right, I'm going to put the poster board in there, the foam board in there, and all right, I'm going to stand back. I mean, you were dancing, making sure everything. It was a production. So I'm just I'm looking at all these and knowing what goes into all of them. I have a newfound respect for it all. So I think that when people see these and when we say these SkyFX,
It's a new thing.
it's a new thing. It's actually, we're going to be releasing the SkyFX T28 Trojan on the store today. So that'll be hitting today,
February 19th.
February 19th. And yeah, I mean, as far as the SkyFX itself, I'm sure you have a lot of ideas already, running through your head, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And but any idea I have, I'm just like, I pitch over there to Steven, because I know that any idea that I can hit him with, it's going to come back looking 100 times better than anything that I could have ever managed myself.
Well, and these are way better than just. And I don't want to get into any, or throw any eggs or launch any grenades or anything, but these are a lot better, if not way better, however you want to scale it, than the spray paint and throwing some graphics on them, right? I mean, so because you would normally, to get this, what would you say would have to go into something like this?
Well, there's a lot of people that are just doing incredible work out there. And, there are people that they just like an aircraft that just flies. They don't really care about the detail. And then there's everybody kind of in between. So whatever, any way that you'd like an aircraft finished out, I think we're still going to be offering that. For the longest time, I didn't paint, right? I mean, I'm just like, no, I do not want to paint anything. And Josh like, please, can you please paint this? And so we did. And that kind of, gosh, I don't know. We end up going a little crazy on painting. You look around the shop and
there's a few painted bonkers.
And here's the thing where I think to add clarity to what you just said, Lee, is I personally do not have the skills or the gifts to make them look like this. I'm looking at the gentleman from Guam. Who's that gentleman?
Michael. Incredible.
And then
Tim.
Yeah. And then who's oh my gosh. I'm drawing a blank here. He built the C-47. He was putting the rivets on at Flight Fest.
Is that the one that had the door?
Josh Orchard.
Yeah, Josh Orchard.
So, some people are blessed with the gift and the patience and the ability they could take just simple foam board, but you made it so people that don't have that ability or the patience or the time.
Because a lot of people, they're able to do it, but they're just like, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
And so, what has been an option up until now is just like, well, okay, we can go get a set of graphics. That's going to cost $20 for a set of graphics, or and then you got to paint it. And most aircraft are going to be 3 colors. It's $4 a can.
Right.
You're over $30.
Yeah.
And but these, these already have all the detail. These have more detail than you could possibly ever add just with a decal pack and spray paint.
Yeah.
And there is virtually no difference in the way these things go together. I think we've got an instruction video that is kind of a supplemental video. It lasts about 15 minutes, and it's just showing you just some of the ways that you can put it together and not damage it or maximize, something that you would normally cut away on just an unpainted model. We're going to preserve it. We want to make sure that you have a printed surface instead of cutting it away.
So like foldovers and things like that.
Yeah.
And how to take acrylic paint and kind of seal off the edges so it doesn't look white, and
right.
stuff. So just how to add that extra scale detail. One thing I'm really excited about, John, and we talked about this in our original launch video when we announced Flight Test Midwest and Flight Test partnering, was the fact that now typically when you have a plane, like say let's pick on a P-51 Mustang, you'll get manufacturers to make like the classics. You may see Glamorous Glen, or you may see Old Crow or something like that, but you're not going to see a warbird with a piece of history that maybe people don't know about, that's unique and personal. I think you've talked a little bit about, we can now bring some stories to life of community members, parents or grandparents that served, different people, different, what's Adam's, different organizations.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Liberty Bell. So we can make liveries, or you can make liveries, I should say, of planes that people would never be able to see in real life. And I think that's really special.
I think it would be awesome, at some point down the road, is to get some of these stories from our community members I mean, there's some heroes out there, and their stories need to be told. And, we can't do every one, but it would be really neat, if we get some photographs and some documentation, and then we can add some of that detail into these printed planes. We did my uncle's plane,
the Hellcat.
The Hellcat, and he used to tell us stories about how when he would strafe, he'd come back and he's like, we had leaves on the leading edge of the wings. And so we found Stephen dug up a whole bunch of history on the aircraft that he flew, and so we made a recreation of his aircraft. And that's really what that was the very first aircraft we printed up, and it's wonderful. And there are tons of stories out there.
Yeah,
I wish we could do all of them, but if we could do a few of them, how awesome would that be?
Oh,
well,
that would be
and
awesome.
a couple of years later, bring it back.
That's right.
A few more. So I think it's just wonderful. Yeah, the flexibility. Again, I thought you were only going to do one. That was our miscommunication, but I think the communities win because now there's 8. My favorite is the Red Bull schemed flight test one, and the where's the Jolly Roger here.
Okay. Hey, all right. So we got a couple questions coming in about these SkyFX that will be on the store today. Yes. But question, what are the new kit price points coming out for these versus the old ones?
Great question.
So the old ones are what are they, $35?
I think something like that. 35 sound right? Yeah.
All right. For the SkyFX printing, it will add $28. Yeah. And that is going to come in under, what a person would be doing if they bought a decal set and the paints.
Right. So all these Trojans that you see here, this Invasion, they're on the going to be on the store today for $62.99. I think is what the price is.
Perfect.
$62.95.
There it is. Are they already up?
I'm sorry.
Way to go.
$62.95. What's that?
That's what you have in the email.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it's $62.95.
Yeah, Lee and Wes, everyone's been working really hard to get these on the store.
Yeah, we're still working to get it all out on the store, on the our newsletter. Oh, so hey, shout out for the newsletter. If you are not signed up for our monthly and bi-monthly, whatever, I guess it would be our monthly general and our regular store newsletter, sign up for that, because that's where you're going to find all this stuff, and you're gonna want to sign up for the deals in which we have. The one going out today, but also the Black Friday deals and everything. So
that'd be a really good thing to kind of communicate, email releases and stuff you just did. Mm-hmm. But so today there's an email blast going out.
Yes, it's the it was supposed to go out earlier this week, but we had some issues with parts for the Legacy, which will be the Legacy V2, which will be released today. So yes, today is the one email.
And then Black Friday.
We've got a Black Friday email coming out next week. Yep.
And then the December one.
Yep. And then December, I think 3rd or 4th, is going to be the release of the Flurkin.
That's what, as soon as we're done with the Viper, that's what I'm on next.
Yes, the Flurkin. And also we got a P40 and
oh my goodness.
Mosquito, 50-inch Mosquito.
50-inch Mosquito.
Yeah.
Nah, we just came in minutes before flying the P40 Mini. It flies like the Mini Mustang. And if you guys know how much I love the Mini Mustang, it is
I
on
can't
rails.
wait for this one.
Yeah, Dave, do you like this as much as I did? Oh, ouch. Dave says it flies just like the Mini Mustang, not better. He didn't say that it flies better.
Yes, he did.
We got to talk later. That
No,
hurts.
he just said it does.
Yeah, it was P40s. They're sometimes a tricky plane to get to fly good. And I know your early P40s, we were fighting some stuff. You got this.
They were a little sketchy.
They're a little sketchy. I mean, that's why they didn't come to reality. But holy cow! I mean, if anyone can make a P40 fly, I know they can make a Shinden fly.
I like the transition.
You like that?
Yeah,
See that?
Shinden.
That's what coffee does for you.
Yeah. So John has said he can make a Shinden fly while we were flying in his plane. He's committed to it.
Oh,
Are you committed to it?
I'll make it happen.
Oh, you all heard it here. Dan Sponholz, you. Yeah, David heard it too.
It's not just hearsay.
Yep.
I heard it.
Yep. Stefan heard it and he wasn't even there. See, there it
I always
is.
thought you guys were nice, but you know what?
Oh,
you
no.
know,
Oh,
off
no.
camera, the peer pressure.
Oh,
It's
no.
Oh my god!
horrible.
Oh man, we leverage
Hey,
what we can.
I want to interject really quick though, just so everybody who's on the actual podcast right now, the FT Legacy V2 is actually currently live right now.
Oh,
Awesome.
look at
I'm
that.
looking at it on the store right now.
Awesome, boy! And we got to fly the V2. Did we?
He's a salesman. I love it.
and I like that too. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, we got to keep the doors open.
Right?
We talked about Legacy V2 in the previous podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
I won't unpack that then.
No,
So,
you don't need
I'm
to.
I'm excited though. Jason, we're building a Meglacy to celebrate the release of the Legacy,
Yeah.
and Jason painted up with his dad to match the big one. But when I went out and test flew the one before we handed to Jason to paint, it was a blast. I was flying like 25-mile-an-hour winds,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the landing gear, the new style landing gear, the wing fences or the tail fences,
Tail fences.
they all work really well. So really excited about that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear about that. It's not going to do as well as the Tudor, just because the
Tutor's amazing. I am still baffled and so excited to see how many people are tooting.
oh man, tooting all over the place. How
Yeah.
about that, Stefan?
Sorry, Stefan.
Well, I mean that's fine because the F Tutor Get Started bundle is on the store too, so it's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and here's we've got a getting started bundle that Stefan is talking about is a nice discount. So that's one of our sales items this month. Get out there
Just
and
in
get
time for
tooting.
Christmas. Yeah, I love it. Are we gonna do? I know you brought up the marketing push for the Tutor, saying where do you toot?
Oh yeah, that was John. Wasn't it?
Hashtag, this is where I
Yeah.
toot.
This
yeah.
is
All right, so
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone too far, John.
What?
Too far, John.
all right, you know what? We're gonna do it now.
Yes,
and,
we'll have
we're
to.
gonna need the community's help in that. I think we should probably wait till after we do the live build coming up
A week from today.
Black Friday. How do you like that transition too?
Man, I'm telling you, you have
He is
the
on point today. On
Yeah.
point,
Well,
John.
give me
Stefan. Look at this.
5 minutes after this podcast, I'm gonna be unconscious because I'm dragging. But
Oh
the
man.
coffee's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for that live broadcast. So if you got live build, oh my god, see, I'm falling apart.
Failing fast.
The live build on Black Friday, I'm excited for that with the Tutor.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
And the neat thing about the Tutor is you do not need to install electronics while you build, similar to what was with the Simple Cub or the Scout. So
Yeah.
that means if you like, I don't have all the electronics, I don't have this, you can still build the airframe and drop
Mhm.
all that stuff in later
Yeah.
and build along with us. So if that's holding you
Love
up
that.
from the live build, a lot of people were like, I didn't build because I didn't have everything I needed. I just had the airframe. That's enough.
Oh yeah.
And that's all we're going to really cover too.
Yeah. Now, and as he's saying that, we did have the Tutor was the perk plan
Mhm.
for the air crew for November. Now, I'll tell you this: you guys did hear it here. If you're not an air crew member and you want the free build plans for the Tutor, if you sign up as an air crew, and then you just contact me, and do it through the contact page on the FTCA website. But if you sign up for aircrew and this, from the sound of my voice on, right now, if you sign up for aircrew, I'll make sure you get those tutor plans
for infinity, like forever.
Well, no, not forever. Just before the live build.
Before the live build.
Yeah, there it is.
He's a nice guy, because I remember originally it was like, hey, if you miss the date, you miss the date.
Well,
we're softening them up, guys.
I don't know about
you and I are the same. We just want a lot of people to build with.
All of the crap that has been on the forums over all of these free build plans.
We're beaten down.
Oh yeah, it's just. I actually had somebody inbox me the other day about it, and I really appreciate this guy. He said, I don't want to cause any trouble. He's like, you ever thought about just taking the build plans away from the FTCA members altogether? If it's going to cost this much, a heartache. So I don't know. We'll figure it out sooner or later. But until then, yeah, it'll be what it'll be.
Black Friday, it's got, so many times I'm so sick on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, after you eat this meal and you're sitting back and you're turkey coma, people pull out the things. Let's talk about what we're going to buy. And then suddenly it becomes like just a mad dash to go out and run to Walmart and stand in line and everything that is not Thanksgiving to me. I love the fact that on Black Friday, we get to actually do something that connects people versus sends them off to Walmart to fight over television. That's going to be a fun alternative.
It is. So if you haven't gotten your tutor yet, get it. And here's another way in which you can do it for Black Friday. You can still, if they order today, they'd get it probably. What do you think?
Oh, Jen and the team are on point.
I know, but
what probably this weekend. I think Monday would be the last day. Because USPS is rough.
Pretty on top. Yeah.
Well, no, they're not on top. UPS and FedEx have been good.
Oh, I tell you, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, USPS. No. USPS has been pretty rough for us.
Yeah, but we're working on that. Robert's been working on that.
So, but yeah, I think if you order by Monday, there's a good chance it'll be in.
Okay. So, and if you get it in and you want to, we always say trace out the plans. And that way you can have some extras.
Yeah, buy one kit, grab a bunch of extra foam board, cut out the pieces, build with your whole family.
Yeah.
I mean, our vision from the very beginning has not changed. We want people and families to connect through model aviation.
That is it. All right, so one last question, and we're out because we are bumping up against the time. Will there be a new Flight Test Life channel? Yeah, we talked about that, and it's not. It really just comes down to bandwidth. We had this grand idea about doing it, and then the wedding happened, and we're gonna get there.
I don't know why Noah wasn't editing videos on his honeymoon.
I know he should have been editing videos on his honeymoon.
Speaking of which, though, he did show me some things he's working on for Flight Test Life channel, and it's pretty cool.
Are you going to share what it is?
No, I'm not.
I was just waiting for it. Okay.
No, I'm not. But it has to do with 360 cameras and stuff like that. So there's so much with this Meglacy video. Now I'm sharing it. See, you pulled it out of me. Darn it. There are so many things. Like, unless you want a 30+ minute video for each video of this 3 parts, there is so much we had to cut out. And that's what Noah's been also while he's editing. It's like, man, I love this, but it doesn't fit in the storyline. So he's throwing it over to that. It's really cool to see the angles and the journey of learning foam board or learning the hot wire, but also putting this monstrous thing together.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And just talking about it, he had some great things that he pulled out and talked about.
Awesome.
So Flight Test Life will happen.
It'll happen. All right. So John, is there anything you want to add to anything?
I think we covered it all.
Man, you did great on this podcast.
He really did not want to do the podcast.
He doesn't like talking. Here under duress.
Well, he was trying to. He even said at one point
they were brutal, weren't they, David?
Yeah.
No, it was perfect.
What? See, at one point he was saying, "Oh, I think the electricity is going to be shut off today."
Well, that's a true story.
Okay.
I was going over the kind of like the fine print of my contract, and no wiggle room.
No wiggle at all.
Well, and here's one of the best things I love about John is here. All these planes are in there, and here we were talking last night in the car, and he's like, "I do not want someone building a Master Series if it's their first plane," and it's like that. People have to hear that.
Oh,
His conviction to making sure people have a good experience, but also they can continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a humble heart, and I don't think enough people get to hear it. So we're just going to force him into it every time.
And we need to, because he's part of the family now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we
You're
got
never getting out either.
the crazy uncle.
Family forever.
Alrighty,
Alrighty.
so we're gonna wrap it up, and as always, Stefan, do you have any words of wisdom for us as we go?
Yes. My final piece of wisdom here is forever and always fly RC airplanes. That's it.
You all heard it here. Hey,
I was waiting for something really deep.
I know. I was disappointed. He just aired one
No,
out.
Stefan, that was good. I miss you, brother.
Oh yeah, we do miss
Miss
you.
you
We'll have
guys.
to get you out here as well next time. So
Yeah, we're coming
until.
out next time.
Alrighty. Well, until next time, y'all, make
you
sure
all.
you sign up for the newsletter so you can get all the good deals. And like Josh said, we love y'all, and have a good one. Bye.